I did go ahead and include it because it goes even deeper. And this second video goes deeper, but once you look at some of these families, you see they wasn't shit from the jump. So what happened was gonna happen at some point. Let's go into it.
These families struggle to maintain these houses.
Her dream home has become a nightmare.
We've been evicted.
I don't know where we're gonna go, where we're gonna end up.
Piece by piece, everything kind of started falling apart. When all that crumbles, I mean, you feel like a failure. Find some other place to live.
Everything changed after the TV cameras left town.
What they did to us was just wrong.
Let's get into it.
Oh, he ain't talking about ABC. He ain't talking about Ty Pennington. He talking about his motherfucking mama.
Running a business shouldn't be a gamble. That's why you need Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From launching your online shop to hitting your millionth order, Shopify is there to help you grow. With features like an all-in-one e-commerce platform and an in-person POS system, Shopify helps you sell everywhere.
Yes, the mama. See, you have to remember that this show went to find the dirtiest of the dirty situations in America, but they never uncovered the root cause. But I did.
Welcome back to Let's Get Into It podcast. Today we're talking about a show whose intention was to help people, but in reality they wanted to make good TV by exploiting vulnerable people. Now, who doesn't like the idea of a makeover? And an extreme makeover sounds great, especially if you are in need of one. But we're going to be talking about the dark side of this show and how the home edition screwed up people's lives. ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition gave well-deserving families a chance to start fresh in their dream house. The series ran for nearly 10 years, stretching from 2003 into 2012. High demand from fans led to the series actually being rebooted in 2020 on HGTV. And even though they hired a new team for the 2020 series, they've got a new mission, there's still some backlash from what they had done in the past. And a big problem for these shows or these networks are that they are dealing with real people. So these people can come out and speak about their experiences, and we can see what happens to them after a series like this comes into their lives and intervenes. Now, the pitch was that host Jesse Tyler Ferguson and a design team transform the lives of some of America's most deserving families. From renovations to full builds, the team and an army of local volunteers build jaw-dropping homes in the matter of days. And while an upgrade sounds really amazing, like a dream home sounds great, I mean, I would be honored, a lot of these families came to find out that their home's renovation could quickly turn into a setback, increasing the property taxes and the bills that these homeowners could not afford. It kind of reminds me of like when YouTubers go and they give a free car to someone who could really use a new car, but when they get this car, they can't, one, maintain it because maintenance is too expensive, and two, they can't even afford the taxes on it or the insurance on it. So it's kind of setting them up to fail, but it's a good video. It seems like a great gift. So that's kind of why the show does this. Others saw their families torn apart from the stress, turning well-intended gifts into a catalyst for disaster. While it's clear that the host and the rest of the original team only wanted the best for the families they worked with, financial issues and interpersonal conflicts ultimately led to heartbreak and tragedy for some of these families on the show. Something I'm learning time and time again is that when it comes to television, they really don't care about the well-being of the subject matter, as long as it's good TV. And especially like ABC's Extreme Makeover, they wanted a big deal. They didn't want to just do minor updates that these people can afford. They wanted to create a wow factor so that when people watch the show, they told their friends, did you see that crazy house they built for this family? Like, it was a little dinky house that they turned into a mansion. And it's amazing that they can do this, but then these families are confused on how they're going to handle it all.
As wholesome as the concept might be, their intentions seem to be genuine. It's a show, first and foremost. It's exactly why they did the whole move that bus gag. It's a spectacle. For the audience just as much as it is for the family in the episode. These families are just like, I would like a ramp for my son with disabilities to get around easier. Or, maybe they never got the chance to finish that basement. They're just like, great, we're going to blow up your house in comical fashion.
That is so true. I also wonder what kind of contracts these people are signing when they are giving up their home. I mean, because it is their property, so they're just completely allowing these people to do whatever they want to. I don't think the family gets any kind of approval.
And replace it with a fucking castle. You like that? They definitely put the extreme in Extreme Makeover, that's for sure. So of course these families struggle to maintain these houses.
But you know, something that comes to mind, and when I first created this episode, something that came to mind was we have to remember what time this was. Now, mind you, this show ran for 20 years or 10 years, and then it got rebooted again in 2020. But when this show first originally came out, it was the early 2000s, late 90s. It was when everything was extreme. Remember, you had your extreme Doritos, your extreme Mountain Dew, your extreme Gatorade, extreme bubble gum, everything. They had the extreme sports. Everything was extreme, and everything was about going all the way over the edge, right? This was the early days of, well, no, this was when American Idol was kind of ending out. It was at the end of its time. So something had to take it over. And this was ABC. Nobody watches ABC. So they had to, and on a Sunday night, so they had to do something. Thank you, Michael. They had to do something to make this big. Because television is all about show business. And show business, as I learned during my education, is all about business. Okay? They said it don't matter how good the show is if it ain't no business. Okay. So they had to get them advertising dollars in. You were in the Middle East in 2000. Wow. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to you. Yeah, and that was before the show ran throughout the housing crisis. And I think part of the purpose of the show was to keep us all excited about buying a house in the midst of everything that we saw actually happening. So it just kind of went with the culture at the time. Everything we did at that time was big, was extreme, was huge. That was the word. That was like the word of the time, extreme. So I just want to bring that to mind so we can remember.
The pure insanity of the show overshadows a lot of the genuine good deeds that they were trying to do.
Now, I want us to think about what we just saw on the screen. First of all, okay? I'm gonna talk about it the way it needs to motherfucking be talked about, okay? I want us to first take a look, and I'm gonna see if my little finger will cooperate with me. Let's see. Let me see if my little finger will cooperate with me. Come on, finger. Oh, no, I went too far. Hold on. I was extreme. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my little finger to cooperate with me. I want to pause it at the right place.
It's a spectacle for the audience just as much as it is for the family in the episode. These families are just like, I would like a ramp for my son with disabilities to get around easier. Or, maybe they never got the chance to finish that basement. They're just like, great, we're going to blow up your house in comical fashion.
That is so true. I also wonder what kind of contracts these people are signing when they are giving up their home. I mean, because it is their property, so they're just completely allowing these people to do whatever they want to. I don't think the family gets any kind of approval.
And replace it with a fucking castle. You like that? They definitely put the extreme in Extreme Makeover, that's for sure. So of course these families struggle to maintain these houses. The pure insanity of the show overshadows a lot of the genuine good deeds that they were trying to do.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second because I always have an issue with this white savior